Hey, good morning, and how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing amazing. So, we're back for the final chapter on Echoes of the Cosmic Veil. We'll be editing through it the rest of the way. And then, of course, over the next week or 2 weeks, I'm going to get it the rest of the way done, and we'll get it up and onto barnesandnoble.com and maybe possibly into Barnes& and Noble itself. Who knows? I haven't went through that process yet. I do hope you're all doing amazing. I'm going to try to get chat up real quick. Um, Little bit discombobulated. Let's make sure we actually have a stream right. That's always a good sign when we find out either way. Hold on one second. It does look like we have some kind of stream, and I do have chat up. So I do hope you're all kicking butt and doing amazing in your own world. For some reason, my phone decided to shut down for 1 second because I didn't charge it well enough. Hold on 1 second. Okay, now we're kicking butt, and I've got it plugged in. Let's get going, right? Good morning, by the way. Hope you guys are rocking. Okay, so chapter 27, which we all know is actually going to be chapter number 26 in reality. And so we'll get through that. I'm going to combine two of the previous chapters. It will shorten the book just slightly. As Bjorn worked to revive the shaman, the Minotaur and I focused on getting one of the doors open. We were not fully. Wait. We were not fully. What? Oh, I forgot to put the sure. We were not fully sure what we would find on the other side. I could hear chaos outside the door and knew the bite I had delivered had infected the guard. The Zarkran's virus was spreading, and I could feel it. Wrong R, guys. Our attempt to open the door through brute force. Our attempts to open the door through brute force were failing, but I knew a few well-placed shots from my plasma rifle would weaken the door enough to break it down. Bjorn had managed to get the shaman up and collect one of the laser rifles, which raised my confidence in the situation. That's when we heard a gut-wrenching scream from deep within the pit. It was inhuman and filled with rage. The look on everyone's face turned to panic as sounds rose up from the pit once more. We would not withstand a fight with another abomination like the last one. Taking aim on the stone door in front of me, I began firing, blasting into it, until large cracks riddled it. I knew that facing whatever the tunnel had in store for us was a better idea than waiting to see what would come from the pit. Then I stopped fire. When I stopped firing, the Minotaur crashed into the weakened stone door, breaking it to rubble. The passageway was completely dark, but I could see down it clearly, and it was currently empty. There were signs there had been fighting, but no guards. I quickly yelled, "Over here, we have a way out." Bjorn and the shaman joined up on us, and we began our journey down the corridor. The screams of others could be heard coming from almost every direction, but for now, we seemed to be unnoticed. After a few minutes of moving through the passage, we came to a room where a couple of infected tribesmen were feeding on the body of one of the guards. I could instantly feel the connection to the disease created between us and managed to keep them calm enough that they didn't attack us. In shock, Bjorn opened fire on them, gunning them down before they could even react. The shaman seemed puzzled, asking how would this have happened? They have Zarkran's virus. Do we want to have the shaman actually call in at that, or do we want to, we'll leave it like that. I chose to say nothing, knowing the Vix were my only chance to escape this planet. Luckily, it seemed the Minotaur and Bjorn gave the question little thought, and readied themselves to continue moving down the next section of the corridor. As we moved down the corridor, it began to get brighter until we were finally standing at the entrance to the primitive temple. We could see the thick forest at the edge of the small village we had emerged to. We have emerged to. I don't know if I like this. We could see the thick forest at the edge of the small village. I think it's which we had merged to. Which we had emerged to. Okay, yeah. The village was filled with chaos as guards and villagers fought against the now growing numbers of infected. We moved quietly through the village, avoiding joining the melee, managing to reach the edge of the forest without incident. As we entered the forest, I looked back, seeing the man in the red robes fleeing with his guards, as the last of the tribesmen defending fell to the infected. The Vicks seemed to know exactly where they were going, moving with certainty through the forest. Finally, we found ourselves near the lake's edge, where I killed the chimeric abomination. Its body now laid on the altar, surrounded in what appeared to be offerings. The Vicks quickly inspected the altar and the body of the abomination, making note of the damage done by my plasma rifle. Then the Vicks picked through the offerings, taking some of the valuable gems and other treasures. Near the edge of the forest behind us, a few tribesmen rushed out. They moved quickly across the lake shore, but within just seconds, I put 3 down with my plasma rifle, and Bjorn killed the other 2 with the laser rifle he had taken. We could hear the screams of more gathering in the forest, and once again began moving towards the location the Vicks had landed their ship. As we moved through the forest, the sound of the tribesmen faded away. Finally, we were able to see the Vicks spaceship. It was a medium-sized raiding vessel, which had landed in a valley clearing. I could see Bjorn's concern as we got closer. Then he asked the shaman, "How are we going to get off this planet? Our navigator and most of our crew, with our navigator and most of our crew dead." I knew this was my best chance, so I spoke up, saying, "I can get all the systems up and get us off this planet." The shaman seemed still to be weighing what I had said as we made our way to the ship's airlock doors. Then he looked at Bjorn, saying, "Let the cursed one aboard. It's our best chance. Let's just hope his curse does not become ours." Bjorn opened the airlock door, motioning us to get aboard. Let's just say I think we can just do that. Motioning to get aboard. Once aboard, we quickly moved to the ship's bridge, where I began to use my telepathic abilities to create a connection and activate the controls. At first, it was a near-field connection, but the nanites began creating a direct connection by the time I had patched into the ship, allowing me to move through the systems with ease, gaining full control. I quickly had the engines up and could feel the power of the ship as it lifted off, tearing through the atmosphere. The turbulence ended as we reached space, now safe. I asked, "Where should I take us?" Bjorn gave me the coordinates of a system I had not recognized, saying, "We will meet back up with our fleet. You are now part of my warband." And so I might change a little bit of the wording because I don't know if I like how we worded everything here, but we're actually done. This is where we end book 1. We've successfully got him totally damaged. All his friends are almost dead. He's infected with the disease, and now he's out there with space Vikings and space raiders. So book 2 is going to be very much focused on space raiding. It's different stuff. We will write it. I'm going to write a different book between this and the other one as a practice to get a little bit better, clean it up a little bit, and for the experience. I think writing a different style or a different genre might be actually a lot of fun. That ended pretty easy. I might add some detail-y stuff to this, but I don't know. because I'm only doing a small amount of touchy up and fixing the stuff people tell me needs fixed on the weekend. So I will attempt to get this all the way done by next week. I will let you guys know. Maybe we do the book design on live stream. I don't know really, but I do want to thank you. Tomorrow, because we're already done with this book, of course, we will be playing Call of Dragons. That'll be fun. That's the only thing we're doing tomorrow. And so I'm super excited about that. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out and being epic. I hope you have an amazing day. Peace and